Your art on that book.
Mm-hmm.
The art's not bad. The
Yeah.
story is just weird.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, yo, what's poppin'? It's Friday night. It's time to start rocking. I tried to make a rhyme because none other than the great legend has returned from the abyss.
That's right.
Maybe we might even get the face that runs the place. Let's start off with the panel right off the bat. Hey, the 17-time world champ.
Man, it is good to be back live on the Comic Core, your hottest show at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern, and you know it's always off the rails.
Next up on our thing, we've been discovered by none other than Discovery Bay.
No, I'm not on. Yes, now I'm on. Right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
on. You're good.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's the weekend. Oh, I couldn't wait for this weekend. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait for tonight. It's going to be a good one. All right.
I can't wait till tomorrow night. I'm not going to lie. Your show.
Oh, man. Look at this stuff. You know, we did our weigh-ins today. I got my measurements. We got the tape measure out. We got our heights. We're ready.
Then, if he has a mic, Mr. JD from the crappy team. No, good.
Silence from the B team.
But that brings us right to our newest member of the Comic Core A team, none other than Drew Manchu.
Drew Manchu, baby. You in here with the undisputed era of YouTube comics, the A show, Friday Night Comic Core. Good to be here.
JD, if you get us and you think you can talk, say something and then we'll come back to you. But you're right now, you are completely, you're silent.
Who's got the show on?
I don't hear it. But
that
brings us to the next person, Cat Ren Figures. Cat Ren, it's all yours from here on out.
It's me.
Hi. So I have an amazing guest on this week. Someone whose channel I have to watch every week, especially when it comes to new releases. Definitely someone who I always have to check out what covers are coming out with this, that, whatever. It's always a fun thing. Even Mark gets into it, and we all know that he doesn't always get into all of the comic book stuff. But that is the one, the only Brian from Simpleman's Comics. So Brian, what's up?
What's going on, guys? So, this is kind of surreal. It reminds me of that Twilight episode from the 1980s Twilight movie where they're like watching the TV, but then they're in the show. So that's kind of how I feel tonight because I'm used to watching the show, but now I'm in it. So I definitely appreciate you guys inviting me on. A lot of great people on here, and within the past 20 minutes talking before we started, I met even more great people. So it's always great to add to the comic community. JB definitely always helping out with the community channel guide. So met a lot of great people on YouTube. And when she reached out to ask if I could come on or wanted to come on, I didn't skip a beat to join it because watch you guys, and even Bueller's giving you guys a head, talked to me about it and said, great group of guys. And I was like, I can't wait to get on it. So definitely appreciate you guys inviting me on and being in the core tonight.
That's right.
Well, Brian, we appreciate you being in here, and I just want to give a quick shout out to the chat while we're here. I got Mr. Gretzky 9966. What's up, my friend? We weren't having any technical difficulty. We're just trying OBS, and we're trying to make sure that it goes on. If you even see, we got a little scroll on the top. We've got Juster Ryson and his comics. Hey, if you want a T-shirt, the link in the description below. Sam's Tangled Web is in the hood.
Just Rican.
What did I say? Ryson.
Yeah.
But
Rod the Rican.
So
I need some rice or Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Our brother Count Von Strange, 90 MF Comics.
Yo, bro.
And our brother from another mother.
And Woodard's calling.
Comics Misexplained. But we had to bring somebody in who finally is gracing our presence, and maybe we might get some details on that wrestling show. But none other than the eyebrow raising, step on the gas, he's gonna whoop your ass, poutine eating, pie kicking, whatever, and throw it out the door. Tony Sanders, what is up?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Oh my God, is Tony
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Oh man, you only get it here, people. Friday night comic core.
But sliding through the back door because he's ready to throw down his Hulk smash because he's got a secret that nobody else knows. He's always angry. That's none other than Jeffrey, the Comic Con Anson. What's up, Jeff?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing tonight?
Damn, man, it's good to see
Damn.
Jeffrey in the chat tonight.
Oh,
Oh, he's here live. He is live. What's up, Jeffrey?
So we say
What's going on?
We say Simpleman's coming, and look at the crowd that he brings. I mean, it is here for you, my friend. And the spotlight is coming down. So, Simpleman, how long have you been on YouTube?
Let me unmute the mic for a second. But it'll be 3 years in September.
3 long years, right?
Yeah, and it started almost as not on purpose. Back, I don't know if you guys were in like all those the Google Plus communities, and I was big in the CBSI, and we were doing before there was even the comicbookinvest.com site. A lot of us guys were sharing Google Docs back and forth, which were now a lot of the articles you see on comicbookinvest.com was just us internally sharing Google Docs back and forth on like picks of the week and all that stuff, stuff to speculate on. Well, like I told you before we came online, I'm kind of lazy and I got sick of writing. So I just started doing kind of videos of like, hey, this is what I think it should be a pick of the week, or this is what I think is cool in previews catalog. And I would put the video up there and share that out to the guys instead of Google Docs. And then it kind of just started growing. And next thing I know, I had a YouTube channel going. So
That's funny how it comes to fruition. I mean, a lot of us, Legend, you started in the gaming world, right?
Yep, started gaming in my old days, and that's where I got most of my subscribers from was the gaming. Then you got a little cooking show, pretty damn good, fun. Got a lot of subscribers there. And when I joined the comic book community, I didn't get as many subscribers, but I got many, many friends, and I thank the Lord for that. That's what it's all about, man. Just community and getting to know one and another.
But that's what it is, and honestly, learning to meet each other and grow as a community. But Tony, I'm going to ask you,
Yes.
what brought you to this super friendly place?
Well, man, like I said, just a passion of the like back when I was a kid. I guess like I never really grew up. I always say that. Like my wife always gives me a hard time saying, you're like the fifth son. So it's like I don't know. It's like when you sit there and like you and your sons have something in common, and it's like you have a good time, and I get to meet guys like you and have a good time with y'all in Chinatown and do karaoke. Man, you can't beat that.
That's right. We haven't talked since Chicago, and that is, yeah. Let's hold off on that for a minute because we did see somebody die.
She was delicious.
All of a sudden, this girl dies, and then we got food. Does not make any sense. Jeff,
Makes perfect sense.
Jeffrey Comic Con, my man.
What's up?
You just get home from work?
Yeah. Been a long day, man.
So you've been on YouTube for what, pushing a year now?
Right about that, yeah.
What are some of the upheavals and struggles, or the biggest thing that you can say that has surprised you, or well, essentially, what's keeping you going?
Just keeping me going is the people in the chat, the friends I've made along the way, because like when I first started, like this was what I was doing because I didn't have a job, I was just getting over some things and in between jobs. And then I got a job, and man, like it definitely has cut my motivation down, but like talking to everybody and things like that is what keeps me going. People like Tony Sanders, my friends, Mr. Garrel, all you guys, John's Comics with Kids, everybody who's like there for you to talk to you and be your friends, like that's what keeps me going.
Man, I
Speaking
tell
of
you
our
what,
friends in the chat,
check the chat, but I got to say real quick, man, Jeffrey, I tell you, You one of the best I've ever seen at checking the chat, man. And that's where it's at, because that's where the friends and the family are, the people you meet are in that chat every day of the week.
So speaking of that chat, some of our friends hanging out, Epicurean Eye Relief up in the chat. We also got Sam's Tangle Web throwing around that blue wrench weight. And you got Mr. Gretzky's up in here, as well as Count Von Strange, Chad 90 MF Comics. Good to see you in here, buddy. Bake the Snake. Always a good time. Look, let me do this. I got the newsstand shirt on. I'm gonna clear my throat. Bake the Snake. Do my best Seawood there for y'all. Samantha Branch up in the chat.
It's been a while since we've seen Samantha. Congratulations.
Yeah, good to see you, Samantha. Mr. D's in the chat, as well as everybody up on the panels in the chat. So we got all kinds of blue wrenches left and right. Oh, man, it's kind of hard to keep up with. It's hard on the eyes, all these blue wrenches.
Well, you know what? Discovery Bay has been going daily, every single day since he went live.
Not every day, but almost.
Since December, right? Or October?
All day.
December 5th. Yeah, December 5th was the first video that went up.
And how has it been? And tell us the struggle.
It's been crazy. It's been nuts. Early on, someone said, "You're crazy for doing a daily show," and I was like, I'm crazy. It's absolutely insane, and it's growing, and you see what I'm doing with it. Every week I'm trying to do something different. The recap will be back next week by popular demand, by the way.
Really?
Absolutely. I've gotten so many comments that the recap needs to come back. So and I'm going to check the numbers, this week to next week with the recap and see what we do. I think the recap needs its own show. I've heard that over and over again, but that's not what we're here for.
I know a place that you can put it.
Yeah, I bet, right?
Best daily show since Jerry Springer. Jerry.
Nice.
When did this scroll come up? When this is cool.
Yeah, you like that?
When did your mic come
I like
up?
it.
I've been learning.
How did it come on? I don't know. I had to replug it in.
God damn,
Whatever.
you are a handsome man.
Thanks. How's everybody doing? I apologize.
We're doing well, and it's good to hear your voice.
Thank you. I'm not singing though. Tony, good call on Chicago. Kept it at a minimum. Talked about the dead body.
All-Star Western number 10.
Yeah, you go.
Move along right through a hobo shanty town on your way to dinner.
So,
led by you, General. You're the one who led us into battle like Mel Gibson in The Patriot, running with the flag. I know where it is.
And for once, it all worked out. So
everybody followed you.
Yeah, we were back there saving Private Ryan.
Yep. Hey, I was following Drew. I was like, hey, he said Chinese food, I'm going.
We also have JP's buddy collecting in the chat. Hey, everybody.
Knights of Old hopping in the chat as well. What's going on?
Oh, I love me some Knights of Old, man.
We've got to go to our queen of our group, our princess of the panel, the hottest reviewer in the game. And let's talk about
Joe Ryan's here?
Is this Joe Ryan? Joe freaking Ryan, people.
Drew, I love you.
So, Cat Red Figures. Cat, you don't do anything wrong. You everybody loves you, and have you ever had any issues on the comic on the YouTube world?
Time out, man. She locks Mark in a box. She doesn't do anything wrong. Are you
dude.
Hey, Mark earned that. Mark earned that.
We were talking about it.
Too soon, Drew.
You're probably referring to what happened this week.
Yeah, what happened?
On the channel. So I did a review of a book, similar to the way I do a lot of my reviews. And I guess the creator didn't like my review because he put a takedown strike on my channel.
What?
Which
total. I can't say it.
Basically, if you get 3 of those within a certain amount of time, they will delete your entire channel. So I went to the whole copyright YouTube school thing that they had already. And I have attempted to contact this creator on 3 different platforms to try to get him to remove the strike. I'm trying to do this as civilly as possible before I go through the whole counterclaim process, but I feel like it's going to go that way. Just because
Do we want to reveal who this creator is?
Might as well, because he blocked us on all social media.
Yeah, he blocked me too. So Ken Gehring of Gogor,
Gogor, yeah.
#1.
I
didn't like the book. I didn't blast it in my review. I just said that it wasn't for me.
Put it down so he can't take down our video.
Okay.
I don't want your bad mojo coming on my shit.
I basically just said that it wasn't for me, but I felt like this would be a great introduction book for kids to adventure type stories. And I actually liked the monster at the very end, but yeah, it was taken down, and that really upset me when that happened.
Because you had an opinion on a book, they took down your video.
Hell yeah. That messed up, man.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
I mean, if anybody has watched Kat, and everybody knows this, I mean, she does phenomenal reviews when she reads a book. I mean, I know some people actually use that as their bedtime story to their kids. I don't want to mention any names, but they just put it on play and walk out. But Kat does such a great job, and she's not really derogatory if she doesn't like somebody's. I mean, that gives.
This is a girl that reviews Wonder Woman for DC fans, people. This ain't some Goldar freak. You know, Gogar, good luck with your Gogar, but man,
good luck with that old horror, Gogor, or whatever the hell you call it.
Catrin's way more important.
We just gave him more press than he's ever had.
Gogor.
We just gave him more press than he'll ever have. Nobody will ever get that book. No, please.
So back into the chat, we do have Joe Ryan's comics.
I know. I'm just telling him. Shout out.
Comic Noob and Drew.
Caleb, the Comics with
Joe.
Murphy.
Caleb, Caleb, I got them for you today.
Miss Drew calling you the princess of Comic Core?
No, that's
In a good way. In a good
the
way.
hottest reviewer out there.
So, Simpleman, tell us what's hot in the world of comics on the East Coast.
Well, like I said, I live down in Southern Maryland, so I have one small LCS available. It's a big comic book store, but at the smaller store down here, and that's Third Eye Comics.
Love Third Eye Comics.
Yeah, they have a huge store up in Annapolis, but they have a smaller.
Steve is a great guy.
Yeah, and all of them are great. They take care of you. The good thing is what if they don't have it down here at the Southern Maryland store, they'll call up to Annapolis to see if they have it. Or I've gotten privy to, I'll look at previews and I'll call them ahead of time and say, hey, can I pre-order this variant or this comic book? And right now I email basically Steve, Lexi, Trish, and then the guy that runs the store down here, Sean. And between the 3 of them, I get a response within a day saying, yeah, we do have this available. We can pre-order it and it'll be this much. If you sleep on it a week, a lot of those hot variants or variants that people think are going to be hot, they'll come back and say, sorry, you can't get this, but you can't, or you can, but the price is going to be higher because now we have to increase our order. So they work with you. Third Eye Comics, I got a pull box there, but most of the stuff I just do through pre-orders. And then my pull box is actually all indie comics. It's like Vault Comics, Mad Cave Comics, and smaller books like that. Because half the time they'll hold stuff for me regardless. And by having a pull box, you get a discount at the store, so it helps.
They order a whole lot of stock too. So it's if you're looking for 1 in 500 variants on a book with a lower print run, Third Eye is a shop that you can probably find that at because they do a lot of online business.
Yeah,
they order a whole bunch of books.
Yeah, they got that Kirby variant for me that came out on the Thor book really easily, and I'm like, that's great. All my local shops in Midtown couldn't do it, and Third Eye had one.
Yeah, and they
order so much.
And they recently opened a third store in Richmond, Virginia. So
Yeah, I heard about that. I go to their shop in Annapolis a lot, and the thing I love about their shop is the way that it's organized. And you can pretty much find anything that's come out in the past year on their wall still. They'll keep stocking back issues underneath of the new comics. So like if you missed it at issue 3 of such and such a book and it's on issue 7, chances are I can drive to Annapolis and find it on the wall at their guy. They order so much stock, it's ridiculous. And then their pop selection and their action figure section there, it's just off the chain. One of the greatest places I've ever been. It's like a mecca, man. Really good stuff.
And then recently, right within the past, they didn't used to carry back issues because they didn't want the overhead of it. But within the past couple of years, especially the Annapolis store has a nice back issue section. Now, if
they even got a sign up that says, "Hey, you want to negotiate on price? Make us an offer." That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in a big store.
They do, but I will let you know that they are comic aware, so you might find some keys in there. But at the same time, they're aware of what they have as well. But they will, like he said, they will negotiate on you, and they work with you. I mean, nicest group of people you'll ever meet.
And I don't know how he keeps so many people employed, but every time you walk in that Annapolis store, there's like 6 people on the clock in a comic book store.
But they're always at cons too.
Yeah.
Oh, they're always at cons. They got great. Yeah. They got great online business. They got a great presence. Yeah. They do the local Annapolis cons.
They have a great selection at cons, and
they're a big part of the Awesome Con in DC every year. Yeah. So
newsstand. Sometimes fans, you just gotta break the ice with the newsstand. Am I right, Jeffrey? Comic-Con, baby. What you got going on, man?
Oh yeah, just hanging out. We're getting ready for the hunt tonight. Me and Tony and JD with our boy Bake the Snake. So this is like a pregame warm up right here.
Well, I mean,
hell yeah, man! Hottest show on Friday night after the core.
Well, that brings a good point to us, and we've got a large panel. So I'm going to ask Tony, I'm going to ask Jeffrey, I'm going to ask Simpleman, and screw you, JD.
What's the matter? Okay, I don't care.
You're like, I'm trying to pretend you're like Paul.
You're not doing a good job of that. Keep going.
Okay, anyway, why don't you 3 give us your picks of the week, and I'll start it off with Jeffrey. What do you say?
I'm gonna go with the Batman and the Outsiders.
Oh,
just new.
DC baby for life.
Really, that's your pick of the week.
I only had 3 to choose from. So.
Jesus Christ!
I appreciate that. What did you like about it?
Damn, JD.
I have the cover, the Tyler Kirkham art on the front of it.
Nice.
Cover is pretty.
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's all right. Hey, man, the cover alone. If that's the pick, man, that's your pick.
This dude went on a show and won without even showing a book.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So Tony, what do you like?
All right, my pick of the week, man. If you're not hip on it, read that Flash 70, the year 1, where it restarts year 1 of Barry Allen, where he gets his powers. Dude, the artwork's killer, and the story's good. If you like the Flash TV show, it's just like they're starting it all over again from season 1. So,
who's writing it now?
Oh, I have no idea. I just read it.
I think Williamson's still writing it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's rebooting his own story.
I picked it up because it was going to be the reboot of it because I wanted to start it all over. So I was like, cool.
I think Phil Hester is going to be drawing the next a run coming up for the Flash. Yeah.
The artist that is doing it, he also did Justice League 3000 for a couple of years ago, and which I really, really enjoyed. But moving on to Simpleman, what was your pick of the week?
Well, you should have asked me before Tony, but no. I will pick another one, but yeah, I did enjoy Flash 70, especially the last few pages of it, and I think we kind of discussed it on our other show. But The Savage Shores #4, that's been one of my, from Vault Comics, that's been one of my favorite reads. It's almost one of my favorite comics right now to read it all. Like, it's one of those ones that you go to the store, as soon as you pick it up, it's one that you want to read it because the story's been that great. But definitely enjoying these Savage Shores and looking forward to those. At the end of the month, they got like Mondo print style covers coming out. It's actually the first issues 1 through, I think it's 1 through 4, and they have second printings of them, and it's going to have basically like a Mondo style ink print to it. But if you're not reading these Savage Shores, I definitely recommend it.
So I'm very self-conscious right now because Bear Island Comics says I live in a freezer box, and it's my furnace that's making this noise, and that's why I keep on hitting mute. So I apologize.
That's all right, man. We can't all be winners.
God.
No.
Well,
Shout out to Alex.
There you go.
Drew, you had a topic that you wanted to discuss, or a couple, and we thought they were pretty solid. So, Drew, the mic is yours, my friend.
All right, man. First topic I want to bring up is there's all kinds of speculation going on the YouTubes, going on the internets, and all this stuff. Endgame just came out. If you haven't seen it, get out from underneath that rock you're living under and go see this movie. No spoilers for Endgame in this topic, though. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been meeting with Mr. Kevin Feige, Mr. MCU. So I bring to the panel The Rock in the MCU. Who do you want him to play? How do you want him to show up?
I'll go first.
Go for it, JD.
3 words. Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, you took mine. Yes, good choice.
That is exactly who I want to see The Rock play.
Yeah, perfect.
Simonson, he's obviously there, but think of him and Helmsworth sitting there because Mjolnir's got to come back, and Stormbreaker isn't Thor's. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Belongs to Beta Ray Bill. It was made by Eitri for Beta Ray Bill, not for Thor Odinson. So if you want to make it all of a sudden you're going back to the comics, and this would lead right into some great storylines too. So with the Guardians and everything else, you got Annihilation with Beta Ray Bill. You're gonna have a lot of good time. Rock. Beta Ray Bill.
Good one.
I hear that. Anybody else on the Beta Ray Bill train? We know Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson over there having a Beta Ray Bill-gasm over some horse-faced Thor. Anybody else on that train? Any other ideas for The Rock?
I got 2. I'm gonna throw 2 out there.
All right, I got a great idea, so don't steal mine.
Okay. The first one I was thinking about would be like he could play like Terox, like a Herald of Galactus or whatever. And then the other one I was thinking about was Gladiator. He could be Gladiator.
There you go, stealing mine.
I just put where I could see on my screen, and man, Tony's got one sexy beanie on tonight.
So to represent.
I know this wouldn't happen, but I think this.
That's right.
This may be the biggest FU to DC ever. How about Squadron Supreme?
They should do it. Hey, WB can't figure out how to make a Justice League movie. MCU might as well do it. But I don't think he should do this.
Don't be messing with DC. You know, I got the Aquaman.
Who would he be in Squadron Supreme? Who are you thinking of? He's playing Hyperion?
Yeah.
I think he's too good. I think John Cena would be a better Hyperion. I think he'd be great as Gladiator.
Gladiator's a good call.
Yeah, he would be Gladiator.
My heart.
And the reason I say that is because
Gladiator's just a rip off of Superman.
Yeah, but he's
Hold on.
better.
Cat said something.
He's an alien.
Cat, what did you say?
Cat's on mute.
Oh no, I just said DC is my heart.
No, we get that, but there's
I hope you enjoyed my post today then on Instagram, Cat.
I'm more excited about Swamp Thing than pretty much anything coming out by Marvel, including Spider-Man after Endgame. Endgame's over. Swamp Thing is my next thing. That's all I'm waiting for. So that's DC.
Shazam, best movie ever. Better than Shawshank Redemption. Better than the Back to the Future trilogy. And Back to the Future trilogy and Shawshank Redemption were my favorite movies. But once Zach Redeemed by Shazam came out, that was when the tides turned and the electricity burned. And that's when I knew this was the movie.
I
wish I
can't
could say
disagree
that
with
about
you.
my Captain
of
Marvel.
the universe.
I wish I could say that about Captain Marvel's movie.
I know. Yours was gone too soon. That Brie Larson girl gone too soon.
Still a good flick, man. Still a good flick.
So I think
Yeah.
we gotta give
Not
a shout
as good.
How about a shout out to the chat there? We got
Comics with Bueller hanging out in the chat. We got Pocan Joe's been up in here chatting away. Theory 23 as well as my nephew Double S. Good to see you up in the chat. We got everybody's having a good time chatting it up. Mastodon Comics and Collecting's in here as well. Shouting out the Shi'ar Imperial Guardsmen. That's who the Rock should be. You don't want them all CG like a horse face. You want them to be able to raise that eyebrow and give them that look. That $1 billion smile.
Nobody else has a guess.
Shi'ar.
Somebody has to have another guess.
I've got
Knights
another
of
good
Old does
idea
the
too.
thing.
Okay, there's another guy. I mean, people are naming two. I only named one. I got another one, but I'm gonna let somebody else go. Somebody else. Go.
Discovery Bay.
No, I like Knights of Old just busted out with the thing. I think he could raise the eyebrow with the big old thing face.
Yeah, I would. I'd like
no.
that. I like that.
I think
All right.
that would be a good
I got
call.
Who else? Go down.
Make the steak says that
Clobbering
even
time?
the
Come on,
Shazam
you can hear him
franchise,
saying
I don't
clobbering
believe that
time.
yet.
Come on.
I think the charisma is there, but like he said about the CGI. You guys said Gladiator. I thought maybe also Hercules, if they were to bring Hercules into them.
Oh.
Very good call.
How about
Journey to Mystery.
He'd also be a
Conan.
really great Namor.
Yeah.
Journey to Mystery. Thor 126. Hercules. An Avenger.
Conan. 100%.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
He can do it. He can do it all. He's the
For it.
damn Rock. If he chooses to be in the Marvel Universe, he'll be one of the greatest superheroes ever. If he chooses to run for president, he'll be one of the worst presidents ever. But I'll still vote for him.
There's one he's a little too big for, but it would be bigger. I'm surprised nobody's saying it.
Rocket Raccoon.
No, Namor. What if he was Namor?
Oh, he could do it. Yeah, he could do it.
That would be the one guy I think could be the right. When somebody said the thing, I'm like, think a little bit different. He could be Namor, and the biggest FU is Momoa and The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock's better. We all know The Rock's better.
Rock's a better actor than Momoa, so I'm like,
he could play up the Samoan Namor tattoo thing. And
yeah, Moana. He already was Aquaman. He was Moana.
We can do Aquaman versus Namor all day long.
I want to see Namor go, "You're welcome."
He couldn't deliver.
Hey, I'm still so pissed off. They ruined everything. Just saying it out there. Endgame, no spoiler, but Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. played Sherlock Holmes. Benjamin Cumberbatch played Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Strange. Not one time when they were arguing did he say, "No shit, Sherlock." That would have been the best line of that whole movie. Neither one said it.
Yep.
Screw them both. Getting that out.
Gone too soon. Gone
Exactly.
too soon.
So we
Screwed it up.
Hitherto undreamt of.
We did have a trailer drop this week, and I mean, it was spoiler filled. What did everybody think of?
It Chapter 2.
Yeah. And,
If you want to know what
Mark's
happened,
here. Mark's
on
eating. Let's
Chapter
watch.
2. If you want to do It Chapter 2, just watch Kat Wren. She does an excellent review.
Cinema
Those
Figures
review-
did that review.
Oh, damn. You got me there. But Cinema freaking Figures, man. Check it out.
So did it?
Yeah, so
nobody
Mark, what are you eating?
Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, guys. What did we think of the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer?
What did you think?
Didn't watch it yet.
What?
What's Mark eating?
Mark, what are you eating?
He's eating sausage pizza.
Sausage pizza. All right.
And
Somebody says sausage. I think of Theon Greyjoy.
Here we
Voodoo
go.
Ranger IPA.
Oh, Voodoo Ranger is
Voodoo
good.
Ranger.
That's good.
Solid.
Good stuff.
It is actually pretty good.
Here.
Yes, I'm eating
Yeah.
a sausage pizza.
Theon gone too soon.
Little Theon, gone way too soon.
You're on kind of a dick.
Future House Greyjoy. Gone too soon.
Oh.
So they got another big announcement for Marvel coming out. It's Marvel 1000, and they announced that it's going to be an 80-page issue with a different artist doing every page. And Drew, I didn't know if you knew this. Hold your horses, Drew.
Holding them.
Ready? Guess who's back out of retirement?
Who's
That's
back
right.
out of retirement?
That's right.
George Perez is back.
My dude.
Mike,
Wait.
George
Wait. You're telling me that George Perez ran the old Mark Henry retirement gimmick?
He did.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Get a load of this. He's right. Al Ewing is writing it. Al Ewing is going to write it, and George Perez is going to draw it. So the Immortal Hulk writer with George Perez.
Yeah.
On one
And it's
page.
dedicated to you, Drew.
Did Drew just quit?
He did.
Cat, what are your
I
thoughts
just
on that?
retired, but I'm still working because I'm a George Perez, Mark Henry, great legend kind of dude.
I
Hell yeah. That's right, man.
I'm not on the Immortal Hulk train, but I'm gonna have to get on it
Yeah.
for my Perez.
Yeah. Even though he almost killed it.
Immortal Hulk is probably one of the best books out there right now, and
It's pretty darn good.
I mean, it takes you back to the Hulk's beginning, where the Hulk used to only come out at night, and it's a whole different story. I mean, it's so good.
Actually, it's exactly the way the Hulk was written the first time back in the 60s. That's what makes it even better, you know? Right there, Legend?
Newsstand.
There you go.
No, I don't read Immortal Hulk, but I've heard a lot of great stuff about it. I heard the story is phenomenal. The covers, of course, are beautiful. The interior artwork's supposedly really good. So all Hulk fans unite, man. It's good if you have a character like the Hulk, and Jeffrey, you love your Hulk. I mean, and to see Hulk kicking so much ass right now and getting all the news, getting all the publicity, it's like the second coming of your boy Bill Bixby. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is heaven for the Hulk fans. So I don't read it, but I'm glad, to have friends that do.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
what,
good.
It's the legend's truth.
It's been pretty good, man.
What was the Avengers? Avengers No Road Home. Hulk was great in that as well. Absolutely fantastic.
Who wrote No Road Home? Isn't that Al Ewing too?
Al Ewing's on the team.
Yeah, that's so ridiculous.
The same team who did No Surrender. It's like a three-man writing team.
Good. Jeffrey, you love it, man. I'm so happy that Hulk is like, because being like a big time draw like that, that's awesome.
It is, except for like all the speculation and all the old books.
Just give up the spec. Nobody even knows.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Meanwhile, we got a show on after this called The Hunt. Tony Sanders.
Oh yeah.
I think the good thing about the Immortal Hulk spec is people's attention are starting to go somewhere else. And then they think the story's getting bad, but it's really just speculators' attention are going to a different book, and the story's saying just as good, and then it'll cycle back around again, and people will come back to Immortal Hulk. But yeah.
I think someone said about the trades are going to be very hot commodities. Like if you don't remember, like first edition trades are kind of like, this is in spec. This is if you want one like I do, because that was my plan. I sold them all off, and then I want to wait for the trades. Some guy told me that the demand for the trades is ridiculous. I'm like, you've got to be.
You'll be able to find it's the Hulk. You'll be able to find them in Barnes and Noble where people don't shop for trades. Like if you go to Barnes and Noble or the back of some Targets, they have trades.
Yeah, bunch of just trades at Barnes and Noble.
By the way, the Far From Home trailer. Trying to get back on the Far From Home trailer.
What are these rails?
Yeah. I'm trying to get Chad back on track.
Is this the multiverse? Is this like a multiverse type thing?
Yeah, exactly, Legend. You might be able to shine a little light on this.
Well, on your normal Marvel, of course, is known as the 616 in the normal comic continuity. But if you look at the MCU, is that the 616 or is it the MCU? You never know between the two. But what you got to do, brother, to give my main man Melody, a.k.a. Biggie Shack, some love right there. But what you got to do is you got to look to a different multiverse, man, a different Earth, kind of like how Kat Wren and her George Perez did the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Well, Marvel has the same thing. Marvel has Infinite Earths as well, because our own reality has the same thing, and not only in fiction but as in nonfiction. What is a work? What is a shoot? But it's all reality in the digital reality we live in. So try to enjoy the daylight.
So,
This-
with,
so the
that,
M-
with that being said, I'm gonna
Shout out to Comic Crypt and Castle Hills right there. Tales from the Dark Side's outro.
What?
I'm going to segue into. I know Jeff and Tony have to run here in a little bit before they leave. I've got you guys on the hot seat right now. I need to ask you guys 2 questions. Seawood wouldn't allow me to let you leave unless I ask this, because we've got SS comic book reader knocking on the door, ready to do this, or double S, right? He said.
Double S, baby.
He said,
My nephew.
"What night are we doing the wrestling?"
Yeah, Double S definitely needs to be a part of the wrestling show. It was one of the guests I always wanted to have on the Great Legend Show's WWE PPV reviews, but it was cut short.
What are the plans for the show? Is it like going to be like a pay-per-view review, or is it just going to be a wrestling talk show?
Like all the way, just wrestling talk. That's what
I think it could be something all in style, like everything all in, and get all
wrestling talk, reviews, access.
Review of the pay-per-view, maybe, I don't know, just all in.
Take your shirts off and just get on the webcam without your shirts on.
Somebody mute Legend.
How about a Wednesday? Is Wednesday packed? Wednesday, Thursdays?
I'm down for Wednesday after. We could do it right after Unlimited.
Yeah, Wednesday's like the only day that I don't
Wednesday
have
would be
anything.
good for me too. Yeah, Wednesday.
All right, so you heard it here first. We've got. What are we gonna call it?
I don't know. You know what
the squared circle, man. The squared circle. Comic Core. The squared circle.
And there's
where
gonna be
wrestling holds no bar.
The fun thing about it is there's going to be a particular segment on each show where we assign Mark BKR a wrestling match to watch. And then he has to give us his review. Because, Mark,
oh boy,
how many wrestling matches have you ever watched in your entire life? Exactly.
Eating.
How many?
He's eating.
It's 0. So we could have a segment like, hey, Mark, what's a jobber? What's a crimson mask?
What's a spot? What's a bump?
Exactly. Heel, babyface, do the whole thing.
I'm unsure. I don't know.
Okay, I have
We're
a
going to
question.
school you.
Is it a work?
All
Is
right.
it shoot?
Do you know who
Schoolboy?
Unfortunately.
Who do you Who do you ask?
I just asked him if he knew who the Bella twins were.
Oh, he knows who they are.
He can review.
But I like his answer. He said, "Unfortunately, smart move, Mark."
So
Every man with a working wrist and the internet connection knows who the Bella twins are.
That,
Or one
ladies
that
and
doesn't
gentlemen,
work so
is
much
a promo.
And so coming this Wednesday on the Comic Core is some kind of wrestling show. Anyway, moving on.
I think it's exactly what Drew said it was. Enabled wrist.
You can look, but you can't touch.
But and then let's get over to JB and talk about
JB.
what is coming on Comic Core tomorrow. Did he leave? Oh, he left.
JB's on mute.
He's on mute.
When he comes back,
He
we'll
is.
talk it.
He is AFK.
Simpleman, what you got going on your channel for the next couple days?
So, got a BCW Storefolio review coming up. My weekly picks video. That's actually exporting right now, so hopefully that should be up tomorrow. And then Monday night, I'm on the Tales from the Flip Side podcast, and then of course every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, aka Mr. Bolo. Jack DeMeo and I have the CBSI Bolo show where we recap the CBSI Bolo list, or basically the first appearances, reader buzz, and variant buzz for books that come out every week. And Thursday's like our big show. And that's at 9 p.m. Eastern.
What time's
It's
that?
a good show.
But
It's a good show if you want to if you want to learn spec and not spec is a better way to do it.
yeah,
A better way is how so many people are full of shit. Is how you guys tell the truth on your channel. So
yeah, we try to
it's a great show.
give our own opinions, and then also want to make sure people, just because we're talking about the book, make sure people know that, hey, don't go buy a bunch of these thinking that it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
But
What time
Good
do you
stuff.
guys wrap up?
we usually run about an hour and a half. So about
And
10:30
when
Eastern.
you finish up, come over to the Comic Core because we will have the epic battle at Westeros, at King's Landing. Cat's gonna be reviewing on Outside the Issues with John's Comics and Kids will be coming back, and I think we also have a special guest, Bear Island Comics, and maybe Abby and Connor will be joining us again. And hopefully Sue Wood doesn't have to work, and we're going to be reviewing that.
Oh, so that explains why you had the. Was it you that had the Winterfell?
Yeah.
I followed Comic Smurf Murphy over last week, and I was like, oh man, they're on. I gotta check them out. Make sure I check them out again. And then I saw the Winterfell. But yeah,
If you don't watch that show for anything else, you should at least watch it to see Chad in furs.
Yeah.
It actually is. We were watching it because it was really good. We're watching it. We took the day off. We'll just watch YouTube, and when there's a scene when you like, you got the fur on, everything. You look legit, and then your hat's backwards. you literally have the sword hanging there like you're Jon Snow on the Iron Throne. You got the fur on, and you're wearing a baseball cap backwards. I mean, you're gonna do it right, kid.
Dude, it was a rough week. I had some dude trying to some guy trying to kill me. It's been awesome.
Want to see how big his head is? Look how far that strap has to stretch.
It's on the last one. It's screaming.
And it's
Sweet Jesus, what a noggin.
wet right now. It was a freaking candy apple.
So this is awful. Off comic books. My nickname growing up was Head.
Yeah, it was. Your nickname still is Head.
Other
For
reason.
different reason.
So my mom said she was taking me like shopping.
Al Snow.
So my mom tried to take me to get a jacket one time, and the lady's sitting there trying to pull it over my head, and I was a baby, and she was like, "Ma'am, your baby's head's too big," and my mom was just like devastated.
How did your mom not know how big your head was already?
Well, she did.
Yeah.
She
She would be the one to tell it first, right?
Exactly. She's patient zero on that shit.
Ground zero.
On that note, let's check in with. I'll do a classic Seawood. On that note, let's check in with the chat. Chris Barrett up in the chat, chatting away. Brett Hess Art is in here throwing Night Thrasher out there. Night Thrasher, yeah, man, Night Thrasher. Brandon Stawinski's in there showing some love for High Level. This is the most underrated story right now. I agree, pretty good shit right there.
Oh man, hey,
yeah.
Our screen frozen.
Oh, we're frozen.
Yeah,
Frozen?
Yeah, it's
that's what the
frozen.
chat's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody start dancing. Maybe
Uh-oh.
I'll freeze it.
Oh, what?
Well, we gotta jump off anyway because I gotta go.
Oh yeah.
All right, go on.
To dance.
All right, guys.
Later.
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 All right.
Oh
Bye.
man, do we still have audio? Chat, let us know. Do we have audio?
We lost like 3 people.
Uh-oh, we lost 3 people.
There they all go.
They all ran away.
Is it still streaming? Did you accidentally hit the stop streaming button
No, I didn't.
on OBS?
No, I haven't hit anything yet.
No, I
We
think
got
we're still
serious lag. They say we have some serious lag. Really rough stream tonight. Keeps freezing. Lag.
How do I I fix that, Legend?
I'm sorry.
Best way to fix it is kick that kid off them video games if he's on them.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, go punch him in his
Once you
nards.
boot him, because you never know if he's.
I'm in a freezer.
Sorry, guys. I had somebody at the door. Yeah, anyone else get Schwann's delivery? Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah.
I
Oh
know what it
man,
is.
I
I
miss
don't
the
get it, though.
Schwann's country fried steaks from back in the day.
Oh my god.
Oh, when the Schwann man came around, you knew country fried steak night was on the dock.
Swan.
I used to hide from the Schwann's
Ham
guy.
and cheese
Did
omelets.
you? No, the girls love the pizza on Friday night, so we get this little, get this pizza, and then we, get some ice cream, and next thing you know, he's showing you the specials, and you've got this huge freaking bag of shit.
My
Country fried steaks, you don't do those anymore, man.
my
Gone.
company does all their mailers, so unfortunately, I see the specials before they go live.
Ooh, live.
Yeah.
Live Schwann specials.
This
Wonder if the Schwann specials are lagging.
Yeah, when like years ago when I had my house in Virginia Beach and wasn't making that much money and ends were hard to meet, we would like turn all the lights and close all the curtains, and the Schwann's guy would just keep ringing the doorbell. We'd be all looking down, going, "Don't let them see you." Don't ever
Hey, Chad, in that bottom bar, does it say anything about dropped frames or how many dropped frames or anything you may have had during the
Yeah, we
OBS?
are still frozen.
It's a 0.
Frozen on Simpleman sleepy face.
Of course, it's like frozen on me, like looking at my phone, evidently, or something.
You look pretty zen, bro. I'll be honest.
So is this a
You're in the mountain.
byproduct of the OBS?
I don't know.
It's like he's dreaming this.
The
Can
thing
you
with the
hear
OBS is we're taking everything we're already doing with Hangouts and then we're running it through again. So it's definitely going to be harder for the PC to
God.
process everything.
Watch this.
It's not frozen. That's just how he feels about the condo.
Oh, they can hear us, but they. Oh, okay. The kids can't see it. Got it. That's amazing.
Comic misexplained. What a superstar.
Yep.
Dude, I love this chat so much.
So is this like? Are they like listening?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't know
They can hear us, they just can't see us. Is that the
We're talking Schwann's? Come on.
They can hear how they normally sound.
Schwann's conversation.
That's
Dude,
amazing.
Fucking comic
we
Schwann.
all need to show Schwann some love.
I think they just heard my real voice.
Maybe Schwann's should show us some love.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can get a Schwann sponsor.
Yes.
Comic Core Friday night A show off the rails, sponsored by Schwann's.
There we go. Eat.
Get your ice cream sandwiches and shit.
They can send me things to eat. That'd be amazing.
Ah, we found the synergy.
Freezing all bad.
He never stops eating.
Joe Ryan says it's freezing really bad.
Yeah, it says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth stream.
What?
That's weird.
That's got to be on the OBS output.
YouTube been messing up all night. Mr. Getsky.
Oh, that's interesting information.
Huh.
Well, I watched a live stream before this, and it was really acting up on someone else's.
Oh,
so.
I think it was acting up on Bueller's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to watch it back.
YouTube.
Then you know it's YouTube because Bueller like
His
Yeah.
is normally good.
Donnie says that Bueller's connection was like that earlier.
Oh, and Donnie's
Dang.
connection. When I was watching Donnie's,
What should
his
I-
connection
what
was
should
like
I have
that
them-
too a couple times.
Well, there you go.
What should I have
So,
the bit
Donnie,
rate
yeah.
at?
What's your bit rate? You remember you had you could go up to 10,000 on your upload bit rate, but what did you have it at? You don't really need it that high. I would say like 5,000.
yeah.
That's using half of your upload. Because I remember yours was like that 10,000 upload, and so if you go 5,000 for your bit rate, that's probably pretty good. But like I said, if your son's gaming or
No,
something,
he's,
oh, he is.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm thinking about submitting them to.
it may just take a while to sync back up then, but it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would work.
All right. Cool.
Cheers.
Let's
Burn it down.
Well, everybody, you guys can keep talking while I set it up. It's gonna take a second. Because
Okay.
All right.
Burn it down.
What should we talk about?
I don't know. Sex.
But no. On a serious note, though, we should seriously find a sponsor for food.
Aggressive Relaxing has frozen the
Let's
stream.
went to the
I'm freezing
grocery.
for $1 million. So if you want to start a
We have
crowdfunding campaign,
all of the DC ice cream now.
Oh, Chad, and you know what we ought to do? We ought to just do a
one of
normal,
Hangout.
just do a
Yeah.
normal hangout.
What-
dude.
Normal hangout.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Tobias.
What DC
Yeah.
ice cream should he eat?
I don't know. It'll
Easy
probably
ice
end up being disappointing.
Aqua Bun Aquaman.
Can I keep this hangout going to start a new one?
Don't do the Superman one because that one's my favorite.
That one's good.
Okay, well you like all of
All
them.
right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. Kat,
What's that?
I'm going.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna create a new stream, and I will send. I'm gonna send you.
Don't cross the streams.
Don't crush them, man.
Okay, you're gonna send me
This
the
thing
link.
This is just running super slow.
Crossing the streams is the best thing to do with your buddies at the bar.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Nothing
Eye
like a little sword
contact
fight.
better.
If you make eye contact while you're sword fighting, you're pissing on someone's shoes, Mark. Trust me, I've been there.
And it does look like I'm straight sleeping on that screen too. I'm smelling what the Rock is cooking.
Kat, you send
The
out.
Schwan stream.
Dude, YouTube is awful right now.
Oh,
Let's go on Twitch.
Bummer.
yeah, let's go.
Did you say go
Go ahead.
Twitch?
Yeah.
I'm just putting it part 2. Go live now.
We could go Twitch.
Oh,
Well,
Sorry.
you
got
guys
some
never
to
talk-
each other.
we can game with each other.
Yeah, I have a Twitch. Never on it, but I have one.
Me too. They say it's because I'm dehydrated, but my eye keeps twitching.
All right.
Oh.
Let's see if this works. Invite people.
It's YouTube.
No, do you have ice in your beer?
It's not a beer. I didn't want to make a small drink, so I just made a big one.
Hell yeah.
All right.
It's called winning.
Kat, I'm throwing this in the Comic Core chat.
I'll send it
Too
to
simple.
You're gonna send it in the main chat or the
Yeah.
text?
I'll send it to you in the 6.
Okay. Okay, because I have both up.
It's just taking forever.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, at least it's not on my face anymore. At least that I see.
Whose face is it now?
ASMR, the show must go on. Drew,
Yeah.
close your mouth.
Yeah.
Gotta close my mouth.
Never. It's jumping.
I'm waiting.
What's jumping?
We're gonna put a new one.
Yeah.
So yay.
The party is jumping.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna get some ice cream.
Do it.
He never stops eating.
All right. So I sent that. Kat, you send it to I send it to
Yeah.
Send it to Jose. I mean, yes. You know who.
What?
Send it to everybody.
Well, who? Send it to everybody. Okay.
The only people that would need it would be Brian and JB.
Yeah. If Kat can just send it to me in email or whatever.
Yeah. Working on it.
All right. And let me see.
All right. Copy link address.
JB.
Hail to the yes, everybody on the panel, gentlemen. I would love
What just
that.
happened?
Come on.
What do you mean what just happened?
How are we all on here? Oh, you guys clicked on it.
Yeah, we're still on the other one too.
Shut up.
Oh, we're in both.
This is
All
amazing.
right, Brian. I think I got the link to you.
What's up,
Okay, who else am
legend?
I supposed to send this to?
Discovery Day Comics at gmail.com. Discovery Day Comics at gmail.com.
Okay, we're going email.
Send him all your nudes.
I'll send you pictures of Mark eating food.
Nude. Mark's not nude, just the food. The food is not wearing any clothes.
All right.
Is somebody else logged in as? What the fuck, man?
Email.com?
Email, yeah. So should I get out of this? We play these or
Is it comics or comics?
You should be able to pull up the other hangout.
Discovery Day Comics?
Gotcha.
I think Chad, I think I have to end the first call before
I did.
you can go live on. No, because we were all on it still.
Oh, then just jump off of it.
We got it?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop out of this one. I'm in